And welcome back, Trinidad. I'm Avalon Williams. This is the PSA TV, the Wake Up Call segment. We have on the phone with us, he's the president of the Arangwes United Farmers Association, Mr. Satyanand Maharaj. Sati, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Avalon. Good morning to your viewers on your station.
How are you today?
I'm fine. Thank you very much for asking. And I'm hoping that all is fine with you as well and all of you of the PSA.
Yes, I should also ask, how's the farmers doing at the Arangwes?
Well, farmers are reeling from last week's flood. As the country would know that we lost, if not all of our crops, close to all of our crops in the Arangwes area. Arangwes North particularly hard hit as the crops were covered with completely inundated with water. When that happens, the crops are lost completely. There's no chance of salvaging anything whatsoever.
How much in losses have you all?
Well, conservatively, we are saying it runs into the millions of dollars when one considers time, effort, energy, seedlings, chemicals, and the potential of the crop to bring in a good harvest price. As is normally the case around this time of the year, running from just pre-Diwali into Christmas.
Right, and I think I saw a statement there with you in one of the daily newspapers where you said that the fact that the farmers had a lot of losses, prices are going to go up for Diwali and Christmas?
Prices normally are high for this time of the year, and seeing that we've lost just so much, supply is going to be lower, demand is going to be higher, so prices will go up.
I know yesterday we had a little heavy rain. Were you affected?
Well, yesterday it was particularly heartbreaking because there were few plots that were saved. And in those couple of minutes, I think half an hour, 45 minutes, I think, of rainfall, again, we lost those crops as well. So it is though, the drainage is really horrible in Arangwes. The drains under the highway clogged. I want to say this. I spoke to the Minister of Works yesterday, and he assured me that it's all in the hands of the PS. They're simply waiting on funding now to do these works. They don't fall under emergency works. Emergency works fall within 36 hours of the disaster. Contractors have to be brought in and so on to dredge the river and the water courses. But apart from that is that if these were maintained, we would not have seen the kind of sheet overflow that we saw, which is literally sheets of water coming over the riverbank, because there was no desilting, simply because there was part of the riverbank which was actually cut away by an unscrupulous land developer, and it allowed water to flow through. And I had a little conversation with a gentleman who has a business in Diego Martin, and he said to me that Dr. Rowley will pay for it, don't worry. In a very nonchalant way. It goes to show how little sometimes people of means care about their neighbors and the people around them. This man actually cut away the riverbank, which is illegal in itself,
right.
Claiming it as his own. If he has that dispute, he needs to take it somewhere where it can be resolved, not just shave the bank and put the entire farming community at risk. So I want to join in condemning him for his action. The same thing was done in Valthine by a wealthy developers of land homeowner as well, where they would shave the bank and took the soil to use the topsoil in their yard. And we are monitoring this very carefully, and we are asking, and the video footage is available. I should probably make it available to you as well, that what is happening in Trinidad is complete lawlessness. And the result is that the John public suffers for it, because now he has to pay higher prices. We have crops underwater. We have compensation that comes out of the treasury to keep the farmers going. And I must say that is really pittance compared to what farmers lose. They give you less than seed money.
Sati, I know you had an incident like this last year. Did you get any sort of assistance since last year to now?
Well, what we've been asking, and the minister assured us that the compensation was ready. And if a farmer was depending on that, then he could only plant a year after when the flood occurs. A lot of bureaucracy involved in getting the claims processed, and certainly what we would prefer to do is not really have the flood. This flood, the rains are an act of heaven. right? We can't stop the rains. But the
Right.
dredging of the rivers is an act of governance. Clearing the water course is an act of governance. We've not seen this kind of rainfall for 30 years. In fact, yesterday, Arangwes Main Road, in just a couple of minutes, the drains on both sides are clogged. This is the urban side of Arangwes. And within minutes, water was on the pavement. Can you imagine a child coming from school having to face that water, the shoes and all the waterborne diseases that abounds today? I mean, this is a health risk. And despite several appeals, it is as though nothing is working in this country anymore.
Right. Sati, I know there's a situation with the fishermen as well, and it's no different compared to farmers. I mean, that's your way of means of surviving. Do you think
Yeah,
that the
yeah.
government should support these farmers and give them some sort of soft compensation for losses?
Well, we have been asking and clamoring for crop insurance
Right.
the longest while. So when there's natural disasters, when there's a glut of crop on the market, the fields can be plowed under. Or in this case, farmers will have adequate compensation to reseed their lands and so on and continue. Because farmers operate farmers are not really millionaires, so to speak. They use
Yeah.
their cash, or they trust seedlings, they trust we've talked about this before. Sometimes the market goods that you get is heavily subsidized from the farmer's market, from the farmer's pocket, because he is making a great loss. He's keeping his family going, yes, but he's losing quite a lot because he has to sell his produce on the open market that has no protection whatsoever. And so he will work for pittance sometimes. Unfortunately, in Trinidad, this has never been rectified, it's never been fixed. So market prices tend to fluctuate up and down. John Public laughs when he gets it cheap, he cries when it's too expensive. But the person taking the brunt of the licks is the farmer. So certainly we want to see a greater stability in the farming industry, and a country that cannot feed itself really is at risk. And that should become a priority, that we should be able to produce to feed ourselves.
I mean,
I just want to just quickly, Avalon, I want to say that government cannot absolve itself of its responsibility to create infrastructure for farming and so on, and neither can it absolve itself of its duty towards its citizens. And farmers make up part of the citizenry of Trinidad and Tobago.
Sati, it seems as though you're getting a lot of promises from government and stuff like that. I mean, what's next for these farmers too? How are these farmers going to survive?
Well, we have a private investors initiative. We've approached a number of companies to help subsidize farmers by supplying them with seedlings. But certainly we can't give all the farmers everything they want, but if we can give them short-term crops, short-term seedlings that can be reaped in 6 to 8 weeks, they would be in a position to realize some capital rather quickly. And that may help them to recover from this staggering loss that they've experienced by this. I know a lot of farmers rushed back and they took seedlings on credit and only to lose it yesterday again. So it's very heart-wrenching and very heartbreaking
It is.
to see what's happening. And it's happening because the government of the day is simply not doing its duty. The water, the channels under the Churchill Roosevelt Highway that drains the water from North Arangwes to South Arangwes has been clogged for years. And despite appeals, we seem unable to get any kind of real action on it. And in my mind, politicians will promise you the sun, the moon, honey, milk, whatever it takes to keep you quiet. But I don't think that until it's delivered, it's not delivered. And we will continue to make our voices heard, and we will continue to say the things that we need to say to keep our agenda on the front burner, in a manner of speaking, so that we can have some real relief, not just imaginary relief for the farmers.
Well, I wish you all the best, Sati, and I really hope that the issue with the farmers is resolved and the government could, kick into gear and assist these farmers. Anything you want to say before we end?
Well, I want to thank you very much for staying in touch, and I want to thank the PSA for allowing me the space on their channel to voice our issues, issues that affect everyone.
Yeah.
Once you face the market, you're going to face difficulties with the prices, and nobody wants to pay exorbitant prices for goods, especially market goods.
Thank you so much, Sati.
You're welcome. You have a nice day.
You too.
Bye.
Take care. So that was Satyanand Maharaj. He is the president of the Aranguez United Farmers Association. He's calling on the government to assist the farmers who have lost everything during the flooding here in Trinidad that's been ongoing. So we really hope that they get some sort of resolution to their issue there. So we're going to toss a short break and come right back to the program.